Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a little bit more winter sowing. I'm going to be sowing some flower seeds that I haven't gotten around to, and also I am trying out lettuce seeds for the first time. So today is a gorgeous day here in New Jersey, Zone 6B. The weather has been up and down. It's been a bunch of warm days and then a few cold days, dipping down into the teens at night and then back up to the warm days. So today is one of those warm days, but great day to get outside and do a little bit of winter sowing. So at the end of this video, I will give you an update on the seeds that I had winter sowed back in late January, and a few things have actually germinated. So for this winter sowing, I ran out of some of my containers, and so I'm trying out something a little different, and we'll see how that goes. I think it'll work just fine. So for this winter sowing, I am using these containers, and I'm going to use one of them as the bottom, the other one as the top, and I'm going to tape them around this where they meet. And I think this will work. They are translucent and there is enough room for soil at the bottom and enough room for growth. So the seeds I'm winter sowing today are some Cosmos. I also went to Etsy and purchased a few more seeds, and I got a foxglove. This is supposed to be the foxglove that flowers in the first year. And I also got some more straw flowers. So I got both the apricot and the silvery rose, but I also bought a purple red straw flower. So I really love this one. Beautiful deep maroon red color. And I already winter sowed the straw flowers, the silver rose, and the apricot peach. But I want to see how it compares to winter sowing it a little later in the season. Now this year I feel like it's a little different. The temperatures are just a bit weird, where they're, like I said, they're going up and then they're coming back down significantly. So it's a lot of, up and downs, but I think we might be getting a slightly early spring, maybe by 2 weeks ahead of time, more than usual. But anyway, so I figured I'd give those a try. And then I'm also going to be winter sowing two types, a lettuce and arugula, and also some parsley and some cilantro. So I'm also running out of plant labels. So I'm going to be making them out of just this yogurt container, and super easy, great way to reuse these. And I just, cut a slit in the center and then just cut all the way around. And then you can just cut out the tags, the size that you want them. So I usually also cut this top part because it doesn't do well. So I want just the flat portion of the container. So now I just cut the strips in length. And then what I also like to do is I like to make a little bit of a V at the bottom, just so that it's easy to stick in the soil. So how I'm using these containers is for some of the flowers, like the Cosmos especially, they grow, they tend to get very tall. I want to use the shorter part, and then I wanted a taller container to go on top to give enough room for the growth of the plant. If they are generally not that tall, like the foxgloves, then I will just do the bottom and top the same size. It doesn't matter, there's enough room there. So what I also like to do to organize myself is already label everything, and then that way I can start planting and move on to the next thing, make it a little easier on myself and hopefully not get confused. So let's plant these up. If you need a step-by-step on how to winter sow and what flower seeds work best for winter sowing, I have a video on that, and I'll leave a link in the description below. my containers prepped. Everything is prepped, labeled. So I don't think I mentioned this, but I did add holes to the top and to the bottom. One plus that I see with using these containers is that I can collect them throughout the year, and just these stack so easily into each other and don't take up a whole lot of room. I guess the only thing that I can see a little bit as a negative is that, you know, I'm used to the holes that are in sort of the juice containers, etc., and I can go in there and water them with my mister. This will be a little harder to do. Obviously I can't get the mister in here. So I think it'd just be a little more difficult. And also when checking on the seedlings, I mean, you can see through the container, but it's not as easy as, you know, the milk jug or the other type of juice containers, to be able to really get your eye in there and see what's going on. But other than that, if these work, I may actually be doing a lot more winter sowing in these. I don't usually need a whole lot of plants, and even if I do, I can just do 3 of them of the same one and get more of them, but I do find it easier to get my hands on these types of containers. So I'm going to just put maybe about 6 to 8 seeds in here, and the planting depth for these are 1/8 to 1/4 inch deep. Okay, so I did a little bit more than that, but just in case some don't germinate. So these are the straw flower seeds, and these are very tiny. So these are to be planted 1/8 of an inch depth, so barely. You do barely even want to cover it at all. So I'm just going to sow a few in here, and then I'm just going to cover it with a tiny bit of soil. Okay, so I have all my winter sowing out here now. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I'm going to winter sow. If I do, it'll be more of those warm weather things like zinnias or tomatoes, not quite sure, maybe peppers, and I will probably do those more around the end of April. I did do a little bit more than I had originally anticipated. But not too much that it should be overwhelming. This year without the up potting, and instead putting it straight into the garden, either with a, you know, brownie method or hunk of seed, however you want to call it, that should be a lot easier. And I do have some that have germinated, and those are the ones that I winter sowed on January 26th, and today is February 21st. So we're 4 weeks in and 3 things have germinated. They are cool flowers or perennials, and that should be okay. There have been nights that have dropped into the teens, and the seedlings are doing just fine. So I don't feel that I need to cover them. I think more of those really tender types of annuals that can't handle frost, like your zinnia, could potentially die off if there's too many cool nights, but I think mine will be okay. So let's take a look to see what's germinated. Okay, so we've got some bachelor buttons that were winter sown on January 23rd, and today is February 21st. So those took about 4 weeks to germinate, and every day I see a new seedling. And then we've got some chamomile, same thing, sown on January 23rd. So now it's the 4-week update, lots of germination in there. And then we have the yarrow that also has germinated and was also winter sown on January 23rd. So that is looking very nice. And the yarrow and the chamomile are perennials, cool weather, and they should be fine with a few nights if it dips down a bit. And the Bachelor Buttons is a cool annual, so everything should be fine. If you notice, I do have things in crates. That is just to make sure that things don't get knocked over, specifically like these very smaller bottles. They can easily get knocked over by the wind or animals. So yeah, this does have holes at the bottom and can drain, as well as this can drain out. And that should not be an issue. Then I've got the chicken wire also to sort of secure everything in place. I'll give you another update in about another 3 to 4 weeks. So let's see how things go. So one note on your seedlings and what to do with them. You know, you do have to wait until the seedlings have a few true leaves. Right now, the leaves that are there are the, I'll put the name up, it's Cotyledon, I believe. And those are the initial leaves that come out. And then there will be the true leaves, the leaves that actually you will see on the plant going forward. And you have to wait until there's about 3 true leaves, 3 sets of true leaves, in order to put them out in the garden. The other thing is to make sure if that plant can handle frost. So if, before your last frost date, you know, some of them can handle that, but other ones you may have to wait until after the last frost date. Just read the seed packet or look up the plant and you should be able to find some information on that. But I will provide updates, including when I transplant into my garden, so you'll be able to follow along. So anyway, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.